are owned by Square Enix. Pathfinder D20 game system is owned by Paizo, and the FFD20 system is a fan-made system designed by Alan Willig. It's completely not for profit, and we are here just to have fun.
Oh. Where we picked off last time. The party made it to the bottom of big old temple thing, onto the temple, into the hole. Ran around, found an altar, discovered the sort of consequences and intent of the structure, met a judge, slept, got back to full power, fought a judge, kicked its ass, and are now in the...
Kicked his ass and stole his sword.
Stole his sword, and are now in the post-game of that CR12 fight.
It wasn't a judge after all. It was just a pile of sand in the skies.
Finding the research team, of course. The judge releasing them upon losing.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's leveled up now, so yeah.
The sword, you mentioned it was real old.
It was.
Is it unusable old? Like, did he have an enchantment that kept it working, or...
No. It appears you could swing it if you wanted to.
Okay. Well, I'm keeping that, and I'm swapping out the materials. Just...
Okay.
Garland sword, basically just an adornment on my back, as now I have 2 swords, a gun blade, and a spear.
Yeah.
It's a walking armory.
Yeah.
Not as many weapons as Rana.
Yeah.
Are we sure that my pact was with Diabolos and not Gilgamesh?
It was me all along.
That would be hilarious. Just
See, all you need now is the Excalibur, and you're all set.
Yeah. That would be hilarious. Like, you want to form a pact with me?
With
Flex.
with any of Chef's melee rolls, a simple sword would be Excalibur.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is far from the strongest of swords.
So betrayed.
God. Anyway.
Alright.
Well,
Y'all
now
are
that
there.
everyone's actually,
Yeah.
now that everyone appears to be safe and relatively unharmed, it would be best for us to leave this place.
Although my bonga's gonna fucking notice the mechs in here. Knowledge technology check.
I'll make your knowledge check.
Yeah.
And I will assist.
Oh, add
Put points in that.
add 4 to that because I'm in the aura.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
You-
that's just squinting
You're
really
rolling your
hard.
assist as you whisper into his ear sweet nothings about these robots.
That is my assist. That's
Alright.
with the aura, though.
That brings up to what, a 23? 4? Yes. Yes, 23.
Yeah.
You get the impression, looking at these, that they were not built this century. Maybe not even built last century. Or maybe even this millennia. They're very old. Like,
How strong do the walls look, real quick?
which walls? That's an important detail.
From where I am, these ones.
Those walls, they appear to be made of largely regular stone.
Okay.
There is something to them, but they're fucking temple. You get the impression, based on your familiarity with some of the tech that's coming out nowadays, that this is where the stuff like this, discoveries like this, is where a lot of it comes from, and they're worth a lot.
Oh wow, these are ancient. When did you? I probably shouldn't ask that. Do you mind if I spend a little bit of time and can I please take these apart? Oh my god, please let me.
I mean,
Who
that
are you
one that you're right
asking?
next to may be missing a little bit, but you're not getting that back.
I can see that.
I
There's a bit
mean,
of
on
tubing
the
under
plus
its head
side,
that it's just kind of all ripped out and chewed. Like, you see just teeth
Just,
marks.
if you guys could give me like 2 hours.
on the plus side, I turned, faced the wall that I was looking, and I classed tech laser. Just to test it out.
Tech laser?
Yes.
Well, everyone dies.
Go ahead and roll, what, your 5d8 elemental damage? If
Yeah.
that's the same, yeah.
Boom.
As you tase the wall for 29 points of damage, leaving a nice, hearty, melted line.
Ooh.
Okay, when did you learn how to do that?
Literally just this moment, as this is a spell, and I've only gotten access to that.
Oh wow, that was really cool.
Being a blue mage can be so fun sometimes.
Oh, I'm glad we downed these before they could do that. Wow.
Also, just because this is fucking Volga. Let's see. Let me check something really quickly here. Hold. Yep. Okay. Koke, you are going to feel a tingle
Uh-oh.
for just a moment, and then he's going to use tech laser.
Is
Wait,
there a
what?
check you need to make?
Nope. I just burn a point.
How?
Lizards
as-
shooting laser
There's a ping. Pwah. Wait, let me try.
You,
As we are
sir.
just destroying ancient fucking temples.
Yeah,
with the lack of
Um,
like
it.
Daisus is like just sitting there like with her hands like on either side of her head watching you guys like melt this wall. Little like runes and stuff like carved all over it, like
Please,
old
sir.
engravings. Like
Please make a
Break
will
anything.
save.
Excuse me.
Make a will save right now. DC
Okay.
17.
Hang on a second.
Can we please leave this room somewhat intact, people?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
we
god,
will
his
let
will
the
his will save is
collapsing
awful.
I now know if I can learn any spells from you off the page spell list.
Oh no.
You scan him. He has no blue magic on his list at all.
You, sir, are going to explain what you did, or you're not leaving alive.
What? Sweat. Diaz, help me out here.
don't look at me. You can get yourself out of this one, darling.
Oh.
We just had to save your ass, and now you're threatening the party we came here to save, or at least a party member.
It just something I can do. That's all.
There's a glare from beneath the helmet.
I
It's just
will
something I can
transform into a large Leviathan now that I'm level 7,
Oh god.
and just slither straight up to him, glare at him, and go, just as this is something I can do?
Come on.
He
Oh
falls
my god,
on.
I'm multiplying!
Wait, are you guys seeing these? Oh god.
Fucking Plague Inc.
Yes. All three of
Oh
them.
no. Oh no.
No, it's gonna become the Pathfinder dragon. Shit.
No!
Okay, there we go. There
I
we
am
go.
hella
We're
large.
in. Oh
That was
yeah.
funny.
Slime King all
That
over
was funny.
again.
Okay, he's gonna. He falls onto the floor with his goggles going ajar in his head. I can see that. Don't hurt me.
Then explain.
Oh, all right.
Holds up the character sheet.
He stands up, still nervous, and pushes his goggles up. Koke, being this close to him, you see one of his eyes is blind, but it has a glowing rune on it.
Can I make a check?
Sure. Go and make
What do I make a check of?
That's Arcana for. Yeah. Yeah.
That is minus aura, by the way, because you're basically bullying him right now.
That's fine.
Just saying, don't add.
Alright.
I revoke my intelligence aura. You
Would you look at that? I'm so
with
intelligent.
a 25, you piece together this appears to be some sort of following some sort of strange event that would have damaged this poor Bunga's body. He has gained a strange magical capacity to mimic the powers of others.
I transform back.
It's a variation of Blue Mage.
See, was that so hard?
Yes. Yes, it was. You're scary.
It wouldn't have had to been scary if you just told me in the first place.
Well, it's not like I could just go around and show people my eye.
You could just say that you can copy what people do.
Right. Yep.
I'm a
that's true.
blue mage. I do that. I mean, I have to, tear the essence from my fallen foes first, but I'm not unaccustomed to the sensation of spells being stolen. Thumbs up to Chef.
We can
Oh,
share
I
trade
don't-
secrets later. We need to get out of here.
I don't steal. Well, I don't steal from you. I mean, I'm just gonna do this.
He needs 2 hours to take these things apart. Are we leaving him down here?
Can he be assisted?
Sure.
It is an engineer specific check, but you could probably help him.
Go ahead and you could do
What kind of check?
You could do a knowledge technology to
it's-
assist him if you wanted.
Okay.
Oh, it's a
you,
perception.
Because
but
you likely don't
It's
have the thing that he needs.
Is the aura unrevoked?
It was only revoked on me. I was
Only
temporarily
revoked on-
classified as an enemy.
No, you're just classified as not an ally at that point, not enemy.
Oh,
It goes towards out.
Depends
allies.
on
It's
depends
not
on the
towards
wording
everyone
of
but enemy.
depends on the wording of some of your spells. Allies and enemies might be the same thing.
It just
All
basically
right,
said
well-
allies of your choice.
With that roll, Chef is getting in there and
You,
having a peeky and hacking up bits with great sword and peeling it all apart.
All right.
you get an
uh,
extra +2 of help on whatever the fuck you're doing.
All right. It's 1 hour of work, and then I make a perception check at the end of it.
Okay. What are y'all doing?
People want to.
No,
I'll roll
actually-
it when, depending on what folks want to do here. If you want to just leave him here, it's fine. At this point, he's calmed down now that he's working with machinery, and he's just happily plunking away over here.
At this point, Daisus probably would. She turned around. She walks up to the edge of this entrance and starts running her hands along like the strange purple stone. Fascinating. It just fucking struts off inside.
There she
Uh,
goes.
What are the other two party members doing? The what was it? The Tingu? I don't think it was a Tingu. Oh wait, an Eagle and Aline.
The the eagle's kind of hanging around, keeping an eye on things, nervous around these strange, aggressive-looking constructions. Aline is kind of watching as Daisus goes here. She kind of glances over her shoulder. I'm gonna go with her. Just, yeah.
be careful of the death altar.
I
What?
am following them.
You follow them. Daisus, like a moth to the flame, enters the room and immediately darts over to the death altar and begins faffing with it.
I don't want her to die before she teaches me fucking dimension door.
Not sure you want to mess with that. Apparently that can kill someone.
I could teach you maybe.
Unfortunately, I can't learn just from drawing it. Unfortunately, I have to learn the old-fashioned way.
Let me double check her fucking main sheet here.
All the
She's
best
spent-
knowledge is stolen.
Oh yeah, of course.
The old fashioned way is going to school for 20 years and leveling up to level 7.
Well, technically,
Excuse
I've already
me,
been
the old-fashioned way is doing it. I do.
I am having a slight difficulty piecing together the details of this ritual, but even on a fucking 2, I can figure out that whoever would use this would end up dying.
Oh god, yeah, she's like really high level. Holy shit.
And I still managed to draw from her no problem.
High will saves, not exactly high fort. Whatnot.
It's a spellcraft check versus hit die.
Yeah.
Well, mages normally don't have that high hit points.
No, it's level.
Yeah.
It's level.
For a functionally for an NPC or player character, it's just our level. It's
It's not versus their HP because good god.
uses one of these and she kind of reaches out and like grabs the Ifrit and it doesn't move. She starts like running her hands over all of them.
Nobody's missing.
This was
How did she
bumps.
make it to level like 12? Just
Bumps.
walks up to a magic altar, she identifies that it'll kill you and just runs her hands over everything.
'cause
It's,
once-
How did she make it this far?
It needs a specific. You need
Yeah,
to pour
once-
magic into it because Coco has running her hands.
It's one of those things where like
Accidentally murder.
you show up to the nuclear reactor, you glance over it, you understand how it works, you realize this is how you would melt it down, and then you faff about with it, you know, like it's like
Yeah.
once you know what not to do because you are a wizard, Harry, just
You're free to just fuck with the cabin.
you're free to screw about the cabin. She does eventually discover the little recess where the Leviathan figure is missing, and picks up the Shiva figure and just palms it around. Just sets it back. Well, alright then. And she, Nell, you see her pull a scroll out of her, bag. Like a really long, perfectly white sheet. Start wrapping sections of the altar with it. And with what looks like a stick of charcoal. Start just rubbing over the whole thing.
Actually, a bad idea. I'm gonna show her like the little Ifrit torch that thing I got. See if that's any interest.
She briefly glances up from her rubbings, sees it. Oh, that's pretty. And goes back to her rubbings.
Okay, this is something important. I pocketed again.
I guess you're fucking spellcraft. Oh yeah, that
Nope.
that's pretty. It goes back to her rubbings, yeah.
God damn that plus 18.
At this time, my my familiar pops out of my backpack. It's like, Tihro, it's all ready to go. Let's go. Is it now?
Uh-oh.
That's really great. Excellent. I turn to
Speak
Echo.
common?
I turn to Echo.
No,
Echo.
the familiar and in person we can't understand the familiar. He's the only one who
Yeah,
can.
but he can.
Yeah. Pretty much for simplicity's sake, just as long as Tihro and the familiar are within range of everyone else, let's just treat it as they can talk to Echo because I don't have to go through the whole repeating things, paraphrasing and shit. So
We can say for the sake of those moments, you transcribe the conversation.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So I hold the familiar in my hand. It's like, tell my familiar, all right, now please say hello to Echo, and goes through and actually greets it in Chocobo.
There is a small bird talking to you, Echo.
Yeah, just holding out this little nugget, and it's just
Baby.
as
You
the
there,
bird
Trick?
stares deeply at you and his human falls asleep.
Oh, the
no.
best time.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
Oh,
wait,
there,
wait.
there you go.
I just
my,
hang my.
You're being talked
my
to.
mic was muted for some reason.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah. Hello, bird.
hello,
Hello,
bird.
little bird.
Well, I'm glad to see that this is actually working out perfectly. My apologies that it took so long to actually get this to properly work. However, turning creatures into essentially magical beasts tends to erase their normal faculties, so they kind of have to relearn this stuff. But as it currently stands, I can now understand you.
Wait.
What?
This,
What?
what are you going on about?
My apologies. I should realize you might not understand all the intricacies of this, but in short, I can understand you, and you can understand me.
I could already understand you.
Well, put it more correctly, it's more of I can actually understand you through my familiar now.
What do you mean familiar?
Well,
You keep saying that.
this
been
chocobo
saying
is. Think of the chocobo as kind of a special companion to me, if you will. It's intrinsic. It's bound to me, if you will.
More than friends?
Hashtag more than friends.
No, Echo.
Please
That's a
do
cohort,
not-
and that's happening over here.
Please do not fornicate with Nugget.
No,
God
Uh,
damn it.
What's
no, not quite.
what's going on over
Nuggets are
here?
for
Nugation.
talking, not fucking.
Ah, Eleanor.
It's nugget,
Uh,
not giblets.
Also, Tyro, Ichi, you were really quiet.
Hold on a second.
I hear him
How's that?
fine.
He sounds quiet on my
Better.
end. Turned up all the way. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Eleanor. Well, as
Hey.
it turns out, the training for my familiar here is paid off, and we can now understand what Echo says through my familiar.
Oh. Excellent.
Yes. It's almost like having Scroll of Tongues, except I don't have to be level 10 for it. Hooray!
How are you holding up, Echo?
He hurt.
Knee hurt? Is that what you say?
He
No.
hurt. I think.
He hurt. The guy
Oh.
hurt.
I'm sorry.
Wait, didn't I heal you for 17 points? I healed you
Yeah.
for 17 points.
But yeah, I'm still healing. I'm still healed. It just doesn't
Okay.
make it.
Yeah.
Okay.
In past tense, he hurt.
Yeah.
Okay. I was saying, 'cause I'm pretty sure I rolled a 17.
All right, Echo, you were getting the affectionate rub from Ellie.
Of course, you're hearing it from
Little bird.
Tyro.
Little bird
Mhm.
Tyro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little bird can't talk to you, kid.
That no.
So you're
No.
just hearing it from Tyro.
No,
It's
I
terrifying.
hear quee, peep, and then Tyro talks.
Mhm.
Best
Basically,
human
they have a
telephone
telephone.
ever.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just terrifying. That's how it actually goes. So
I'm trying.
Ow. My ear itches. Okay.
Scratchy ear.
So was I able to find out anything from that guard at all? Because I was like asking like little base things, or was he like completely guarded? Didn't really say jack shit.
Asking him about like culture and the origins of him and who he was and what this was, and he was talking around it on you.
I was gonna say if I found out anything, I could let Daisus know, but
All right. Well, it's nice to actually be able to understand you now. If you'll excuse me, though.
Of course.
Anybody else doing anything?
Other than my
I mean,
person with
Jeff
Echo,
is stuck, tearing apart.
Yeah, this is gonna take a while. It's a
Yeah.
large.
Yeah.
just
If
in the
it's
murder
like
room.
the
Mhm.
salvage time the salvage time increases, the bigger the mech is.
after a few minutes, Daisus finishes her rubbings and takes a couple minutes looking around the room at the engravings on the walls and in the purple stone, and then starts making her way down over to the doorway and starts running downstairs.
Wait, you mean like down towards like the pitch black darkness thing?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna warn them not to go down there.
What's
The darkness is calling me.
They're scholars, they won't listen to you.
what?
We explore there. There is nothing to be found in that, and it's
Nothing to be found. What in the world could you mean?
how is I'm trying to remember how exactly Tihro explained it. There's a feeling of basically
it
like
was amalgamation of numerous schools of magic emanating from that place.
basically it just felt like every form of magic was there according to our resident maids in the group, and just it was some podium obelisk that made absolutely no sense, so it was a dead end. Then it's about a good 20-30 minute hike.
That sounds like absolutely not nothing. Let me double check my spell book to see if there's anything I can do to speed this up.
Expeditious retreat.
Expedition.
That's fucking
The scholar
right.
shuffle, go.
What is the
says-
time on expeditious retreat? I should guess right here. 11 minutes. Oh, it's because it's a minute per cast. Well, I can know it's the fucking out of the bag. She casts expeditious retreat and starts running down the
And yeah,
corridors.
just the
Does she just cast it on herself?
Yes, because I don't think she has slotted up mass expeditious retreat.
I'm gonna make
Aw.
sure Aline does not follow.
All right, off she goes.
Aline tries to follow for a few steps and then is just immediately rendered tired trying to run after Daisus at
the scholar shuffle
30.
expeditious retreat.
Freaking 60 feet every 6 seconds, 10 feet per second. Daisus as she Usain bolts down the hallway. Like,
I'm just gonna try stopping her going, look,
Uh,
something
it's just
shouldn't mess with. Plus, if she's so esteemed, she can handle it on her own. Just stay here, please.
okay, if
That's
you
actually.
insist.
Oh wait, never mind. Hang on.
Thank you.
But now we'll never see what she's doing down there. There's a
It's
chance it could have been
literally-
interesting. Whatever.
Why would you care anyway? You don't really care about this type of stuff.
I choose whatever I care about. Thank you very much.
Yeah, your test tubes. Grumble, grumble.
You see she has like on her hip like dangling jangles of glass vials and orbs and such.
I would like to point out that she's going at 27 miles an hour, and Usain Bolt's record is 28.
Oh shit. About on point then. God, he runs
if
at
you're that
28 miles an hour.
curious-
Jesus Christ.
Both of our mages had a good look at the room. They could tell you exactly what they saw. They might be able to explain it better than I would. You know, magic's never really been my thing, so
Said the bard to the alchemist.
I sing. I don't play music. I
Magical
don't.
songs.
And
Magic.
It's magical songs, but my
A magical
Nelson Intelligence
music.
is a fucking 10. All right.
Would it be
and
rude
I-
to say that explains so much? I'm joking.
Ouch.
Come. I'm just.
And I bring plagues. I don't do magic, but it's still magic anyway.
Keep their own still. If you want to know more, go ask them. I'm pretty sure they're doing nothing at the moment. Although, in that we probably hear off in the distance just queeing and peeping.
You also hear clang clang, clump dun 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 dun. Oh god, no! It's plump. Of just tubes and pipes and pulling something out, and the whole thing collapsing further. and,
Yeah,
like-
just you've got the industrial workhouse just over there.
somebody stubs
Yeah.
their toe. Like
Oh yeah, shit, we're not even wearing steel cap boots. We're digidegrade. We don't have no boots. We're breaking so many codes.
Are you
We're gonna
fucking
get
OSHA over there?
mhm. As
I'm
Eleanor
trying
as
to.
Eleanor looks on, thinking, "You can't do that with a step ladder." Like,
Is Ellen the health and safety code inspector?
Health and
Guess
safety
so.
dog.
Health and safety dog. God.
Oh, just get a little hat.
Uh,
Perfect mascot.
I'm trying to talk to Vase, but
Oh.
everyone else is doing
Oh.
stuff. So
Sorry.
What? She looks over at you.
how you holding up?
I'm fine so far.
So some things have happened.
I should say so, yeah. There's robots in here.
Yeah, they didn't really get a chance to do anything. I'm incredibly powerful, as you
Well.
know.
They look dangerous.
Dangerous no longer.
As you see Balga drop something heavy on his foot in the background.
Ow!
Oh, if only I could actually heal from the enjoyment. Suffer. Anyway. I've been thinking a lot lately, and I think a decision I've made recently is meaning that I need to change my priorities.
Oh? What do you mean?
In that room is an altar
Yeah?
that sacrifices the life of a summoner to replace a lost life of one of the primals. This altar seems to be one for Shiva or Leviathan.
Well, that's a little severe. You mean that because you wanted to, you know?
I wanted to see what was inside, and the only way to do so was to agree,
Agree to what?
becoming the replacement.
Well, you, I mean, you're not gonna, right?
I don't know. If the world can do without, then I'm not dying for it. But what the judge was saying makes me feel like perhaps a natural balance will be disrupted.
The
What happens
judge?
when he was some kind of sentry here? He wouldn't let me leave. That's why we were in combat with him. Although
Ah,
the only remnant of him left is the sword Chef has currently.
huh.
Hacking, halfway in a bot.
When we go to Abaddon City, I'm going to see about becoming a summoner myself. Because if Leviathan is truly dead, then what I have of Leviathan's essence is all that's left. Right?
Well, I don't really know about any of this, but I mean, how would all this work anyway?
A summoner would turn up eventually, probably at
Okay.
the behest of a different
Well, there's
avatar.
other summoners, right? Right?
There's a city of them, yes.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be you. It could be anyone, and
And I do agree, somewhat. And it doesn't have to be me. But I need to be prepared for if it is. You know?
okay.
And as a part of that preparation, This is awkward for me. And she's gonna tap her foot. Like, I have an image to maintain here.
Okay. What do you mean?
Well, for as far as everyone else is concerned, I'm a callous bitch, and that's how I want it to be.
Okay.
I left home knowing that I would have to be willing to do anything if it meant that the war in the Four Kingdoms wouldn't spread to my people.
Well, the way we left, that war isn't spreading anywhere. So
I know, and I'm
there you go.
glad, but I can't drop my guard on that until it's sorted, you know?
Okay.
And when I made my vow that I would do anything necessary, I meant it. If it meant killing all of you and it saved my people, then
Hey, okay.
I don't want to do that anymore. At least, not to some. I don't know if I could bring myself to kill you.
Thanks, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. This is a little intense here. Thanks,
I know.
I think.
This means something to me now. It did before, but I wanted to ignore it. But I don't want to ignore it anymore.
Oh. What are you saying then?
Before we came down here, I said you said that the primal step seemed scary.
Yes, I should say so. Yes.
Then my reply was that it's my home.
Yeah.
Someone decided to say that perhaps it's not a suitable home for others.
Well. I mean,
I want to challenge that thought,
Okay.
and I want to ask if perhaps you would like to be a part of my home.
Oh. Are you? Is this? And she kind of like points between the two of you, like one finger to you, one finger to herself, one finger to you. Like, are you saying what I think you're saying?
I don't know, we might be having cultural misunderstanding. What do you think that I'm saying?
Are you proposing to me?
I don't know. That seems pretty quick. I mean, I guess I'm kind of half on a time limit. But
she's just like her face is flushed and she's just looking away the other way. Like, what is going on right now?
Quickest relationship ever.
Still a better romance than Twilight.
maybe not.
Yeah, no,
Something
maybe
quite
not
so.
right now.
Yeah.
We're literally in a cave, like.
But maybe making what we are known.
Known. I mean, she kind of like looks around, like, they all know. I mean,
Guess.
you mean like, and she kind of like just the two hands like wide, like known.
Yeah, known.
Like to my father.
Probably.
Eh, I'm, I'm not sure if he's gonna be okay with that.
How does Lillian deal with disagreements like that? Because I
Ah,
could just fight him.
we're not really a just fight him kind of culture,
Okay.
and princesses are kind of a hot commodity when it comes to sort of political exchanges.
I'm from the Primal Step. I can be an ambassador.
We'll talk to him about it, I guess.
I mean,
Okay.
that's only if you want.
Yeah. Sure. We'll, we'll we'll talk about this later, okay?
Okay.
I guess I gotta think about it.
Has Nell made it back in the room yet?
I just.
I mean,
I
yeah,
just-
I'd imagine Nell walks in like to the crossroads of this conversation.
Koga's kind of like got one hand on her forehead, just kind of like.
You see like Vis is just kind of glancing away, like having a hard time making eye contact. Her kind of whitish rapidy skin fur is turning lightly pink. Like
Guess it'd be about time to ask you, Tyro. Think you could describe that weird, dangerous room we were into to lean over here?
who's following you
Yeah.
out, by the
Sure.
way.
Sure.
And then you pass through each other.
Yeah. To put it simply, using detect magic, I could sense almost like every school of magic possible emanating from that hallway. Very strange. Normally, for a place like this devoted to summoners, you would think it would be strictly that form of magic at school. But it wasn't.
Hmm. Well, that sounds important, I guess. I mean, I guess we'll see when Daisus comes back up, but
How did you get dragged into this again? You said it was good for.
good for tenure.
What are you doing in Moonbright? Anyways, you have not sent word to any of us since you left.
Well, I've been talking with goddamn it, we gotta fucking check.
Oris.
Or
Oris.
if you're talking about Grunkle, yeah.
I've been talking with Grunkle Oris. Hasn't he been in the letters that he sent? Right?
He
No.
didn't even tell me you were here. I think he thought that you were sending us letters, and I guess you weren't.
Yeah, I kind of just implied because I know he sends letters. Yeah. Well, I'm here. I've been here for a while. I've been studying, the diseases and such. I'm well on the track to being a professor here.
Huh, I'll be damned.
Which,
How many diseases I can taste test?
what was that?
Mm.
What?
Got any diseases I can taste test?
What about a taste test?
Diseases. Do you
Oh.
have any diseases that I can swallow? Which
you-
really sounds like a very forward come on at the STD clinic.
How many
Oh,
diseases I can... Oh, God. I
I'm
mean,
not sorry.
She kinda does.
Oh, Jesus.
And, I mean, I met her and she was really convincing, and now we're here.
Also, by the way, question for you, and I switched to Burmesian for this.
Mm-hmm.
Why the hell did you take Dad's last name?
It seemed proper, I guess. I know we weren't supposed to
I mean, I'll admit I don't
outside
like
of
to be
the.
known as freaking mom's last name, but
Um, I'm not making jewelry here.
well, I'm not either. But
Uh,
you're not exactly a hell. It would have been more apropos for me to take it, and still, he.
mm-hmm. She kind of like gestures her chin at your bow and arrow. Mm. I don't know. I just wanted to.
I feel there was a reason why Dad didn't want us to use that. And
Well,
Moonbright's not exactly some rural village either.
I still think it'll have a hard time getting back to him anyway.
If it bites you in the ass, you're explaining it to Dad, not me.
Okay.
Switch back to common. Anyways, okay, what was that you were saying about? Why would you want to eat a poison?
Because I'm immune to them. And I can tell you how easy it is to detect with my.
That's up to you, Lean.
I'm
As long as it's
wouldn't-
an ingested one, I'm completely 100% immune. I've eaten rotten flesh. It's fine.
I wouldn't feel entirely comfortable with that, but I appreciate the offer.
I mean, I ate a part of the mech.
What? Why?
Because I learned
zombie.
the laser beam.
over here.
You know the laser beam that I cast before.
Yeah.
That
okay.
blue magic.
Yeah, blue magic. Yeah, okay.
But I have to eat, not learn. It's
Mhm.
it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Are there many of those around?
There's some. I figured you would have run into some by now.
No, I haven't met any other person who can use blue magic except the ones that steal it from me. As I point to the mech.
Thumbs up.
Yeah, there's a whole school for blue magic over in Ursamora. It's not really. I mean, I'm kind of stationed down at Moon Tech, but aren't the Wizard Wars on right now? Or the Mage Wars, or whatever they're called?
Weren't they just ending?
they
They
said it
might have
ended, didn't
been. They might have been. I've been down here for a couple days here. What day is it?
I don't know, DM. What day is it?
It has been an extra day because while you guys were blinked out of existence, we did sleep.
Yeah. It is today. It is the 13th of Fallen Leaf. It is upon us.
That.
Yeah, no, they ended like 2 days ago then.
You guys have been down here a while. The group was pretty worried about you guys.
We were fine. We got Daisus, you know.
Ah, yes. And her door opening skills.
I mean, we all have our moments.
Some blonde, some brilliant.
More than others.
I mean, I just accidentally proposed, so.
Do you want to make this a thing? What do you mean this a thing?
There's a cultural barrier here. Like, that isn't a thing we do.
You know, if you did become Kahan, be marrying the princess to the leader of the steppe.
I mean,
Character
good luck.
goals.
Good luck
Yes.
bringing that up to Jermon, but yeah.
Excuse me.
I mean, if that's something that you really want, I mean, just let them try and stop me. You've seen what I can do, although I don't think you would really appreciate killing lots of Lullingards.
No.
Yeah.
No. Thanks for the offer, though. Again, she seems uncomfortable.
You sure you want to mention killing?
It's an alignment thing. Sorry.
So you sure
Oh,
you want to
yeah.
mention killing Lowland guards too? And I to like just nudge my head towards Eleanor.
I don't think we line up on literally any axis of the alignment chart, do we?
Depends on which alignment you're asking me for.
I mean, I'm chaotic good.
For you, we align on one.
To see a template above head.
Does you both whip out your character sheets?
I love these moments.
But only for you. And my tribe.
Huh.
For everyone else, no, we
Well,
wouldn't.
and she blushes a little bit again.
I still need to teach you blue magic.
Yeah, no, I think that'll be fun.
There's probably enough plating here to make a new wall in this room if you want. Chuck.
I really want to eat a piece of the metal.
The metal biscuit.
There are probably plenty of bits around. Like,
Oh yeah, we're probably making a huge mess over here.
oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm absolutely
Chef's
gonna go
favorite.
walk over to a piece of metal, like a tube or something, just pick it up, and just like maybe trying to get Balgrith's attention while I'm doing that, and then just crunch,
Okay.
and
Okay.
then walk back
Okay.
to me.
You all walk up as Koke picks up a steel tube, probably an inch and a half in diameter, and just end first into mouth. like
Like a sword swallower,
like
just
a fucking sword
Aw.
swallower.
Okay.
Just crunch.
Oh god. Like he's in the middle of like jamming his crowbar into a plate to pull it off. It just looks over, just
While I am eating this thing, I'm staring him dead in the eye, and then I just turn and go back to.
his you notice the glasses he's wearing, or the goggles he's wearing are tinted. So you can't see his eyes. But he's looking at you. Wow. You have
Now that the kissing contest is over,
You're-
Eleanor has gone over to where the judge died and has pulled her sword out, put it on the floor, and is doing a respect kneel. She's been there for a while.
as you Assassin's Creed, Requiem, whatever.
Yeah.
Requiescat in pace.
Yes, does she do that on the ground?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She didn't want to kill him.
A little while passes. Daisus returns. Balgrith, go ahead and make your
thing.
your thing with your
Alright.
with +2.
So let's do. Alright. All that work, is it worth it? We find out right now. So you're using your tools, right? Yeah, you are. So
would it be
Actually, no, that
too late to throw over a inspire confidence?
No, you could, yeah.
I guess if you want to help.
But it's Bardic performance. Basically, just add a +3.
Okay.
Natural.
Damn, he's on point.
Well, now
There
That was a
it is.
DC. That was a DC 20.
take that tally off.
So, he's on point with that shit. Okay.
Yes, you hit it hard with a 33.
Yep. All right. He stands up and wipes the sweat off his brow, I guess. Oh, all
Air
right.
quotes brow is
Brow,
lizard.
yeah. Lizard. Yeah. All right. Awesome. These'll sell for good gil. I'm keeping these though. It's just like fucking the
I
weapon.
save them for a snack.
Oh.
As Koke's finishing
He's
off
probably like, there's no way in
the
hell I'm
end
letting
of
you
her
have these
steel
just to eat.
tube.
Okay. Now for the other one.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
Just dives
These
from one
things-
into the other like a dolphin.
with Chocobo Hall.
Metal Gear.
With Chocobo Hall, could we chunk it up in like 3 bits and put it on Echo?
Oh god.
You'd probably be able to fit like a third of it on Echo, but I don't know what you're doing with the rest of it. If you want to haul it back to Faf with later.
To the surface, yeah.
Technically, I could use communal mount and they could essentially do the same damn thing.
And just
Can
have
I
like
make
2 of them and
a-
lay it across them, sort of deal.
Can I make a check to see how operational this thing can be if we tried to power? Because
Okay.
this one got mostly hit by the darkness and shadows. So
Go ahead and
what do I need to make?
knowledge technology.
There may be
to
a few
discern this.
pinpricks in the
The needles, yeah.
tubes.
Why does this have a Hot Topic logo?
Okay. With the 27, you find a lot of the small blue tubing, like under its kind of head neck area and in the fines points in its shoulders, all have tiny needles in them and are bleeding out all over the ground. You find some parts of it have been bent in and crumpled. It looks like if you wanted to, this could be patched up and be made to work again.
Does anybody have the repair cantrip?
Nope.
No, but I have the repair skill. That counts for anything.
And as you
Yeah, so
leave,
do I.
you ask this as Daisus is finally returning from her whole venture. Not today. And she just walks by.
Taking it, find anything interesting?
I wouldn't say that.
What was that, Koke?
That's a repair.
Okay,
Okay.
I'll roll his. I'll roll his.
It is not going well.
Okay.
This blue stuff tastes of the future, by the way. Kind of interesting.
What does the future even taste like?
Like blue Skittles.
I was gonna say schnozberries, but
The schnozberries taste like schnozberries. There's no
It's
such
purple.
thing as a schnozberry.
Oh wow.
Bulgrith's repairs go a lot better than Koke's do. And you get the impression that with probably another half hour of patching it, you might be able to get it able to walk again. You're not sure if you want to because you did fight it, but
Would it regain its sapience?
I mean
Are
that
you
is
mentioning that?
that is perhaps beyond where you guys are right now. Just
Oh yeah, this thing did attack us, by the way.
Okay, I gotcha.
if you try to like
maybe I could-
Oh.
bap open its head and like take a look, it's just
Maybe I can.
This stuff has
Like-
the same sort of tech as my airship, right?
It is similar to the airship in a lot of ways. More similar to the airship than a lot of the other match tech you guys have stumbled upon.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look under the hood if I can.
Okay. Go ahead and make a knowledge technology.
Do I get anything
You do
from
not.
knowing about the airship?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
you don't. You don't get your
Natural 20.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Nice.
Jesus. Okay. So as you look around in this thing, you find that it has in it something that goes beyond beyond the programming you see in modern constructs and mechs and stuff. Well, a lot of mechs require
Hmm.
pilots. A lot of matchstick stuff requires pilots. A lot of the war mechs and the like. Some of them are automated, and they typically run on a very simple system of sort of gambits and, if this then that, shenanigans. That's very easy to follow. This is beyond you. This is like, you pop the hood on a machine learning algorithm. Like, it's gibberish to mortal eyes. Like,
Huh. Is it magical in nature?
it appears to be in the same way that other Magitech stuff is.
Professor,
Yes.
come take a look at this. Sort of sat on it.
Well, all right. It's not strictly my field. Whipple, 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 whipple.
Take a look at this.
She leans in.
I'm pointing out the. You cannot comprehend.
This seems incredibly sophisticated. It looks at Balgareth. What do you make of it?
I'll have him try just for the sake of context, but yeah.
I mean, if a natural 20 didn't.
Yeah, I know.
You kind of get a similar impression, but you're not. The significance of it is a little bit lost on you.
Nah, I can't make heads or tails of this. This is some of that old tech.
Is it removable?
I think it would damage the machine beyond repair, but
You could take it out, but there's probably no way that it would walk again without it.
it needs that part in order to function, even if I have no idea what to do with it. I might be able to like jig this and move these parts and maybe manually walk it out, but I don't know if that would break anything, so I'm a little hesitant to try that.
Yeah, it's just this one I haven't ripped apart with my teeth, so I was wondering if we could just kind of get it away. Thing has a brain.
With some doing and maybe a day, you might be able to faff together some sort of pilot interface for it, but
No, just take it apart. If it's gonna take only an hour, take it with.
I mean, I'd love to take it back to Moonbright, but we're kind of really far underground, so this sucks. This is so cool, and I have to leave it.
Speaking of which, has anyone scattered ahead? Like, how are we getting out of here?
Everyone's still in here, yeah.
well, I assume we'd get out the way we came in.
What was the last room that you were all in before getting sucked
We
in?
were all in the chute, the one where she points at Balgareth with the rope and the swinging and the.
Yeah, you missed at least one room.
The alignment mirror.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be back.
Oof.
You.
What happens when I poke
Through
my
door
head
number
through
1.
this hallway?
Through
As there
which
appears to
hallway?
be no other doors.
Okay, yeah. As you poke your head through this
scary
hallway.
scary murder, death pit that way, and this is the way we came in, and that's the only exits in this room visible. Correct?
Yes. As
Okay,
you poke
so
your
then
head
we'll go back
through
the way
it,
we came in.
you poke your head like as you poke your head through it, you hear a voice beside you. Oh, you're back. Glancing around, it's the door that said banana that you're poking your head through.
Derp.
I- just a second. I'm looking up at it and poke head back through. Tihro, if we could get like 4 chocobos, we could probably haul this thing out of here.
More chocobos? It's possible. More chocobos. Let's see. 12 hours divided by 4. So yeah, they'd be good for 3 hours. I cast communal mount for 4 chocobos. Cost me 2 MP, so it's down to 17. And they're good for 3 hours.
Start dividing it up into parts that the chocobos can hold.
Yeah, sure.
You get the impression if you were to take off its kind of leg, shoulder bits from the main torso and kind of third it, you could get each third onto a chocobo.
Yeah.
At
Okay.
heavy load.
All right. This is gonna take me just a few minutes
Yeah.
to get this. So why don't you guys I don't know, go get a coffee or something.
Would me dark siding assist in the hacking?
Not in particular.
I would say
Right.
it requires a little bit more precision than just like cleaving the thing.
Yeah,
This
he's
reminds me
crawling
of-
around.
of
He's crawling.
This fucking
crawling around this
Taliesin
wreck
and,
like
and
he's on
the
a sleigh ride.
bear special. I think I can hack it. It's just like literally with an
Hack the
axe hack
barrier.
it. Like,
Pack the banners down.
yeah. I think we can hack these banners. Tear them off a wall.
Terrible. Oh wow.
That's a fucking weird special, and I loved it.
Jesus.
But yeah,
All
like
right.
20 minutes or so goes by. You unbolt all of its arm bits and leg bits, and you get it into some thirds. And Tihro summons his chocobo. You flop the bits onto chocobo. You kind of tie him down, even presumably Tihro providing some rope or something.
Yeah, sure. I'll just get the printer ready. Yeah.
Balga has lost his rope and his grapple.
It's a smaller than his rope. Like marbles are probably somewhere.
Yeah.
And in a reasonable amount of time, the chocobo are encumbered by a bunch of mech bits.
All right. Cool. Well, I'm ready to go. I'd like to see the sun again today.
Wouldn't we all?
But yeah, it was like 9 o'clock
Nice
at
and
night.
kinda
Like,
cozy
son of a
down
bitch.
here.
Yeah. It's actually kind of cozy down here. I'm gonna walk over. All right. Is everyone ready to go?
Yes.
Definitely.
I think I have everything I need. I came for at least. Let me just retroactively make a roll about something. Oh, yes.
Oh,
What the hell?
Everything I need.
All of the crits. I love it.
you watch. The minute I try to do another fucking knowledge arcana, it's gonna be another nat 1. And if it's another nat 1, I want permission to roll my fucking physical dice.
God, she's got a lot to think about now. Alright, but yeah.
You are going to keep summoners out of here, right?
Oh. Even for the altar.
Yes.
Last thing we would need is an accent to happen in there.
Well, for now, I'm gonna keep my research under wraps until I'm ready to publish it. In the meantime, this is a dig site. Well, what will happen is what will happen. I don't imagine very many people are gonna be able to make it all the way down to this chamber, though.
Still, maybe put some type of precaution in measure. Maybe a giant don't touch, you'll die.
Hmm.
I have an idea.
Hmm.
stick head, look up.
Is it possible that I can give you a new password?
That might be very complicated. I
He didn't seem to know the old password. Like he was like, "Wait, it's what?"
I'm not really sure where that. I mean, it's either I can lock or I don't lock. Oh, why do you say?
Well, if I gave you a really complicated password, no one would be able to get in there.
Sure. I'm not sure how you would do that. I don't know how I am.
Never mind.
Do you mind if I butt in, Trev?
Yeah, as you see a head
Well,
whip into the doorway with you.
well, Chef is basically like leaning in the door frame and like upside down, like looking up at the
Mhm.
face in the frame,
Selfie
and
sticking
Koga
Megan,
just
the
Patty?
doorway.
joins them. I mean,
What
it's
would
a
Scooby doing?
double doorway.
Hi.
It's a double doorway, so yeah, you can.
I'm gonna knock on the door. Do you have
Mhm.
sensation of feeling?
Yes.
Can you feel what happens around the door, or just?
What do you mean around the door?
Oh fuck this! I take a step into the door. I'm tech layering the password off the wall.
You what?
I'm using
Okay.
tech laser to burn the password off the wall.
Go
'Cause it's
ahead
above,
and
it's written
roll
above.
damage. Go ahead and roll damage, actually.
Oh dear.
Okay. You appropriately sunder the password, and it is ruined.
Now they can't read it.
Good thinking.
This is a
If
fun
I-
spell.
If I hear them, I'm gonna shout, "You better make sure the old password still works then."
Say banana.
But banana. I'm still unlocked though. Kind of like looks around nervously.
I'm sorry.
Blushy
Is there,
blushies.
do you need a minute to lock yourself?
I imagine you all probably have to leave.
All right.
Congrats, you might have just locked the door so we can't get back in. Period.
Oh man.
Well, no, we need to leave first, so you guys are not locked in.
Alright.
And which, by the way,
Leaving, not being able to come
Koke,
back.
from where you are now, you just see Chef's like head and shoulders.
Whoa. That
Whoa.
is- You're just a head and shoulder to me.
Not half the rat they used to be.
I mean, you're more than that. But right now, from what I can see, you're just a head and shoulders. Could make a shampoo named after that.
Oh god.
Sorry. A bit of an entrepreneur, I guess.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Anyway,
If everyone else is almost ready,
Yeah, we're heading out here.
I'm finding I'm getting the relevant meme.
Oh.
Bring it through.
Alright.
Jesus Christ.
what am I?
How we miss
it's
you.
just the rest of it is underwater.
I miss old Top Gear.
Yeah, now you gotta get Amazon Prime to watch.
Hmm.
If only Jamie Clarkson hadn't punched that guy. Oh well.
Yeah.
God.
I'm gonna grab everybody.
Alright. We're walking.
I mean, if everybody's done and ready in this room, that is.
Nothing else
Yeah,
to
my
do.
characters are done.
It's like Daisus is too keen on like putting like a protective or something on the door, so I ain't gonna bring anything else in here.
Just insert our Pokemon route music montage walkout here.
As you all whip your way through the doorway, you all come back out in the lower floor of the atrium. And just as the last one of you crosses the threshold, the door says, "Oh, there we go." And come on, roll 20. Swings and closes.
Well, if it's
Okay,
locked, try to open it.
how are we going to get back up top?
I suspect we can backtrack the same way. It looks like certain shortcuts were placed in. Pretty dear, if you would.
Um,
Oh, okay.
where am I?
Oh, where are you?
You got locked in the room. Bye, Koke!
Looks like you're doing that ritual after all.
If I come back as Leviathan, I'm killing you all first!
It's acceptable.
Good luck getting
You
off
got
the
lost
island.
out of the copy.
Get in here.
Oh, there I am. Hello.
I was lost in the ether.
But yeah, Prettier flaps over and pokes his head through this doorway, and then turns around. Yeah, it does that again, all the way in the, yeah.
Well, that's largely convenient.
Taking out the great sword and doing essentially the marine, like, the finger thing where they whoop around and point, like a get your shit and let's go, but with a great sword.
Shift just one hand, like, cyclones the great sword up in the air.
So, leaving through the door is just gonna take us out. We don't have to climb up and through stuff.
Look. And he points and steps out of the way. Ooh, as
And
the
I
door
look.
whipples, you look, you're back in literally the front door of the temple.
Oh. That's fucking cool.
I'm curious. And Nell walks up towards, like, up north is where the whole, like, statue that was...
Permission
stuck-
dude,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
the Cornelia NPC.
I went and glided him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go... well, Nell's gonna go up there and just basically say, do I have permission to enter?
It looks at you. You do not have permission to enter.
Was worth a shot.
Do I?
Is this a permission slip?
Hold up sword.
You do not have permission.
Okay.
Do I?
You
Stop
do
harassing
not
the
have permission.
Alright, fine. Listen.
I hate
I'm
my
this
job.
asshole.
Getting pestered by adventures.
I mean,
This
gotta
riddle
give him
just
something to do.
ain't
Who
getting
knows what
fucking
we'll see out of
solved.
people.
What
Nell's
was
just hearing, like, a small voice in her head going, I don't know why, but I feel like I want to ask for a manager. What is a manager?
A demon. A very evil demon. Lawful evil. Devil, then. That's a demon.
I demand to see life's manager.
Wait,
Shame,
lawful...
like,
Chef, are you a manager?
shrug, looks over to the party hauling all of this shit and fucking around over there, looks back to you with a very serious glare.
If you get the impression, if there was anything in this world that was a manager, Chef might be a manager.
At least I get paid in great swords.
Great swords and baby materia.
Mm-hmm. Oh, lordy.
Great swords, baby materia, and dark side is Chef's story.
Feel
Mhm.
terrified for some reason. Oh well, Dora's being an asshole. Let's leave.
I kind of want to solve this puzzle, but I know we're not going to do it in a reasonable amount of time.
Which one?
There's two in here.
I feel like this is inherently involved in that. Like going past this and in the door, and then there's
I just realized I should have picked that
fucking
spell song.
What was that?
I was mulling over what spell, well, what song to
Oh.
take next, and when was that dispel?
Yeah. I mean, if you, all right. Well.
What y'all want to do? Y'all leaving? Y'all staying? Y'all?
Do we want to send the research team home and figure out this room, or do we would just want to go?
I'd like to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, I'm voting to leave.
Max is curious to see what's going on. Yeah, leave.
It's probably
All
just
right.
another puzzle to get down.
4 out of 6 say leave, so
Yeah,
And
all right.
I set you all up to be for transfer. Get over here.
Assume the position.
Assume the copy pasta position. It doesn't really particularly matter because as you all walk back through the doorway, you emerge in the sort of mountainside embedded carved temple entrance that you came into, underground in a chamber with floodlights on it. And you all stumble out, and there you are.
Nothing like fresh fresh air.
Oh,
It's
that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought I'd be
That
glad
saves
to
us
leave a ruin.
That saves a lot of walking. Wow.
You guys heading back up through the
through the tube.
through
Yeah.
the fissure. As you work your way back up, a lot of the chocobo having problems carrying the
I'm not surprised.
the hunks of robot.
They're
Kind
not
of.
real.
Really tight corridors.
Aw.
After a few moments, you hear a very light sound of drizzling rain, and you pop your heads out, and you are back in the regular world as it was when you left it.
Ray.
At this point, it's just about dawn.
Oh. This rain feels wonderful on my fur.
As you
If you want
Shawshank
to be
Redemption
right,
out.
Eleanor, you might as well just have asked.
Hmm?
Nothing.
You can't cut out and then go nothing.
Oh, I cut out.
Yeah,
I
you
think
cut
I
out.
pieced most of that together.
I said that if you just wanted to be wet, Eleanor, you could have just asked.
Yeah.
Oh.
I chuckled to myself.
Right.
I'm too tired to be mad at you.
Oh, good. Truly, today is blessed.
Don't push it. She just walks off.
Well, now that we're finally free of these dungeons, or this dungeon rather, Tara's gonna turn to Daisus. Well, now that this matter has been resolved, there is the matter for which I actually came to seek you out.
Oh.
Yes, when I said I was looking for help on Old Arcana, I'm actually in the process of trying to actually learn Dimension Door.
Ah.
Problem
A
is,
very useful one.
it is, although my success rate at this point is a bit poor.
Okay, well. For the help you've given me, what all do you know about it?
Well, as far as I can tell, from what little instruction I received, trying to piece it together. Never mind, some of this I actually learned from a dryad, though unfortunately they seem to learn of it more naturally than more in the sense of academia. The way they described it was essentially envisioning a place you wanted to go, and then manipulating the magic to basically send you there.
That's a way of looking at it. Do you wanna give it a try for me?
I can try. We'll see. So I still get the 2D100, so we'll see what the fuck happens.
Chef
you
gives
do-
Koke a look and holds up the sack of 7,000 gil.
Shopping and booze.
Absolutely.
And off we go, arm in
That's an
arm.
82.
Plus
That's an
7.
82. What does
If
an
you-
82 do to me?
Oh, yeah. First of all, she also.
So if you do another light show, you just
Well, at
pour
least-
somewhere out
At
there
least
going,
she didn't.
"Aw."
At least she didn't won.
At least she didn't won.
Because she's spell crafting you right now, which is why she wanted you to do it. Let me get the Tyro's hijinks page I bookmarked.
You just don't even. You just renamed it that instead of just wild magic. It's like
Okay.
I would have loved to get a fucking 21 again, just to switch places with her, just to mess
Oh.
with her. Oh no.
What did you do?
Oh,
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh. I'm glad I healed beforehand.
okay.
Wait, what the? Oh no, wait, that was like
Nothing seems to happen.
nothing seems to happen. Should I roll perception to see if anything on me has changed?
Sure, go ahead and roll perception.
What is it? 16 now.
God damn.
Nice.
You glance over your body. You appear to be all intact the way that you were before you cast it.
Okay. Was it literally an 89 or an 82 just flat out fucking nothing? Or
So far as you see.
this is really weird. Apparently
Mhm.
I'm not changed. What about my surroundings?
You see nothing different around your surroundings either.
What the fuck?
You glancing through yourself, glancing through your friends, glancing through your surroundings, glancing through your inventory, you find nothing has been fussed with about you in any sort of physical way.
I don't know what to make of this. It's like
And
normally
Daisus is
random
just
shit
watching
happens.
you. Just does this happen often?
No, well, normally I've had some random effects, such as actually switching places with someone, my hair growing longer by a foot, putting on a small light show who Professor Oris said I should actually help him with the next, what was it, a dance or something like that?
Belle just starts laughing.
To put it mildly, a lot of the results have been, well, random. But this is the first time I've actually attempted it, and apparently nothing has happened at all.
Oh god.
What?
Oh no, what?
You're not helping me for voting here.
You've I don't even know how to fucking parse that. Nothing has
Parse?
happened at all. It's a paradox.
Oh no!
It's a paradox. What?
Wait, what?
What?
Do I actually need to look up the wild magic book myself just to see what the fucking 82 does?
Don't look it up.
Oh
Don't
my
look it up. You'll
God.
ruin the fun.
Well, that and there's multiple charts anyway, so you'd probably be guessing anyways.
Yeah. Shit.
I
Am I like an alternate version of myself now or some bullshit?
just
I think you could take it. I think you could
I think
take
I
it
broke Will because he
literally
doesn't know what to do.
at just take it at face value. The thing that happens is nothing happens.
okay. Yeah, I mean, either that or the fabric of the universe unraveling. So let's go with the first one. Like,
Oh god.
Should I try again?
no, let's just leave it there.
Okay, if any of us look at Tyro, does anything look different?
Nothing seems to be different about him.
Nope.
In
Nothing
fact,
at all.
very
has
specifically, nothing has happened at all. Quote, like,
happened. Will shared something with
I shared
with Ash
in
and
this
I.
list of potential outcomes. One of them was the most powerful, most ridiculous possible outcome. And it just happened.
And you blew it.
And it was very much the point of it. Like,
We were one wrong word away from the universe collapsing.
Or just
Oh, dear
lots of sex.
What?
I mean,
What?
Should you
Okay,
should
okay.
we just
we just for the next minute, the next phrase spoken by the caster becomes true.
Oh my
So,
god! If I had
if
said
you,
anything
if you had
else,
just gone, if you had just gone, oh fuck me. I was kind of expecting for you to switch places with people, for your hair to grow longer, for your feet to
Yeah, no,
grow.
you went through like, oh well, it seems
first thing I asked,
it
did nothing
seems
happen?
like yeah,
And
no,
yeah,
well,
nothing happened.
well, what you said, like what the first thing your literal character said was like usually when this happens, something random happens. Like this happens, this happens, this happens, but in this case, nothing happened. And it's like, but something did happen. So the something that happened is that nothing happened, but nothing happened because some. But,
So I literally dodged the bullet of breaking the fucking universe.
But it could be something so innocuous as nothing happened, or could you give me this, or like
regardless, from the point of view of
Or-
of all of the characters involved, nothing seemed to have happened at all. And let's just leave it at that, I guess. All right. You. Not sure if it was a lucky circumstance, not sure if it was a ridiculous thing that was just squandered, but whatever happened, nothing happened. So,
I consider it a good
moving
thing,
on.
so.
The funny thing is, if I had worded it just right, I could have said, well, I want to learn Dimension Door. And poof, I didn't fucking know Dimension Door. God damn.
but alternatively, damn it all.
Literally,
Game
the
is
world
over.
becomes hell. Like, so yeah, I was waiting on that one. I was pretty confident that one would never happen because it's literally 1 in 100 chance, but there it
Wow.
is.
Of all the things that could have happened,
Nothing. Anyway, Eleanor has left.
Daisus
Yeah,
sits
I
there,
think Koke and Chef are gone.
leaning on one heel, kind of thoughtfully, as she watched you attempt to cast it, and is piecing together what you're doing and what you're doing wrong. You have the most of it, in truth.
so what is it exactly that I'm not doing correctly then?
I would say kind of all of it, but that's perhaps not fair. It's really hard to explain. I mean, you're not a sorcerer. That's another whole story.
No, strictly red magic, sadly.
When we get back to the university, I'll walk you through my notes on bit of an afternoon, a bit of a lecture. I bet you'll have it. It's just you're missing the last piece.
Very well. That's certainly acceptable. Now it's just a matter of actually returning back to right at this point.
Yes. Um, with the rest, I could get myself some overland travel magic, but just a ride back might be nice.
Well, I'm sure that can be arranged.
I got crafting to do. I've got people to find. I'm heading back to Moonbright as soon as I can.
Okay. It is the morning. The day is yours. What are y'all doing?
Well, this
goals
camp
for
doesn't
everyone-
really have very much in it,
Yeah.
really. So
They are selling things that are good for being on a mining site, in case anyone wants to pick up a pickaxe and a
or
hobby,
return their tent.
or sell your tent back for the full retail price.
Totally selling my tent.
Okay. You you march up to the man, hold tent in hand, and set it back on the countertop. He looks at you. He looks at the tent. He looks at you. He reaches under the counter, and he hands you the full retail price of the tent, of which I don't quite remember. It was like
Oh, me
5
too.
or 6 gil or something. It was the actual value of just the tent on the sheet, on Pathfinder. Pathfinder
find it.
adventuring gear.
Well, it might as well get some use, right?
Poor guy has been sleeping at the
Tent. Small, medium, large, or pavilion. Small. 10 gil. 10 gil.
I give him back 5, saying sorry.
Well, he shrugs. Thanks, I guess. At least he didn't get too much wear out of it, and he shakes it off and puts it back under the counter.
Oh god.
A lot to do here.
All right. Let's see,
As you guys
Mm.
ascended out of the sort of quarried entrance, there was kind of a chorus of like, oh, hey, look, oh, they're back, oh, yeah. Well, people crowding up and just lightly remarking at, well, they all ended up being fine anyway, whatever. A
Few
couple of
people-
them swarm Daisus. What did you find down there? And she's
Iris?
very carefully, wraps her hands around her scroll cases that have her rubbings and stuff, and tucks them away. My findings are not yet public. You will be free to read my papers in the coming months. For now, I need to return. And she marches off, chin high.
Mhm.
Everyone just shrugs and goes back to faffing around doing archaeology.
All right. Let's see. Eleanor would go lay down. She's sore. Balga has moved the chocobos over to a spot where you can dump the parts off. And then it'll be.
And that has garnered much attention, by the way.
Yeah.
The
Busted.
rubbit, the big old rubbit that you guys brought back. You have a swarm of probably 20 to 30 archaeologists around you in a circle, watching you unload that.
He would go into this big grandiose tale of like
Mm-hmm.
what was kind of going on down there, and like I didn't see what happened, but then I fell into a thing, and then I found a thing, and then I found this, and then I salvaged the other one, but you can't have any of it because it's mine. Which, by the way, his fucking muleback hordes are getting a workout right now with the parts he salvaged.
Mm-hmm.
All the freaking shit he's carrying. Like, he literally, just for the record, he has all of his junk, a bunch of items, and then 2 tripods and 2 heavy crossbows on his back. because it works the same as Burke's machine smith thing, and he has 2 of those.
Mm-hmm.
So, which at this point, just to wrap up, he'd be walking around camp and looking for a way to transport these back to Moonbright.
He would find a place. He would find someone willing to sell / rent him a wagon, essentially, to
All
load
right.
it all up onto.
Yeah, he can do that. However much. Yeah, I can pay him for that. After futzing around for a while, let's see. Let's see. Each
Yeah, we
unit pro-
didn't really have a. We didn't really have a return point. Koke and Chef just kind of went to go and de-stress.
Yeah.
I'd be more heading to like trying to steer us to just going back to Moonbright.
Yeah.
Your
I mean, at least one drink.
I can't get drunk, so
Oh god, drunken chocobo riding. That'll be hilarious.
I mean, Chef doesn't want to get drunk.
Sir,
wanna
how much
drink.
beer have you had?
I don't even get a buzz.
Choco with a little siren over him. Pull your chocobo
It's not actually.
over.
It's not actually. It's not actually a siren. It's just the chocobo going quick, 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 quick.
Ah.
Sounded kind of like the French, sounded like the Interpol police alarm, like. Neener, neener.
Oh God. Oh, yeah, so I guess are we packing up and getting ready to head back? Or
Well, you guys don't have to if you don't want to. I know that Koke's got a lot that she wants to do at Moonbright, so she just wants to head back.
Yeah, Chef is the same.
Yeah, same now.
Well, I believe the way that you got here in the first place was on summon chocobos.
Summon Chocobo, yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Which-
And that alone is half a day. Or just over half a day.
Yeah. Although you have the mana to cast it like 8 or 9 times.
Didn't no wait, Chef already drew from
Could
oh, never mind.
I've got
could you spam communal mount and make more so that we have the ones to haul the shit and haul all of us?
Unfortunately, the maximum that I can make is 6.
Even between discrete casts.
Let me reread it. Pretty sure it's.
If it's not a concentration spell, you
funny
can cast a
clause
second
here.
one.
Pathfinder 5th edition shit, like.
That would make sense. You could just make a new batch.
I think it's actually done under the same Pathfinder rules. Let me just pull my spell list real.
Well, see, the thing is, if it's not concentration, you can just cast a set.
Yeah.
See. Yeah, the first group of Chocobos isn't going to poof because you cast a new one.
Let's
I just love the thought of having quicken spell communal mount and just like in one turn just poof poof and just 12 chocobo army.
Yeah, and then that's what we settled on for
Mount communal
Echo's limit
functions
break was
like
the
mount.
damage.
doesn't really say.
It doesn't
says,
say. It doesn't say concentration or anything. So yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Summons up to 6 mounts. Durations
Yep.
are split among chocobo. No, yeah, you could literally just keep doing this until you burn out of mana and create a swimming pool full of chocobo. Like,
So I can. So basically, for 4 mana, I can basically create 10 chocobo.
Okay.
yes, technically yes.
At once. So yeah,
And
'cause
you would have
it's
4 hours
it's
to
2
split
MP
amongst
per
them.
spell. It's 2 MP per the per spell. So
Okay. All right, I guess we're doing
I
that.
guess the question is ultimately how many do I need to summon? Because
Well, let's see. Is the rest of the research team coming back with us, or want to go talk to Daisus?
Daisus most likely will take one, I'm sure.
Yeah, as you've seen, like if anyone was following her, they will find that she has arrived at her own personal mount that's been camped out here at the site this whole time,
Okay,
Oh.
so that's one I don't have to worry about.
as per her arrival. And
about the rest of the group?
Then the remainder of her team, having come with her, yeah, they're all on loaner. They're all on rentals, but yeah,
Okay, so yeah,
They-
they're fine.
they got
Okay.
birds.
Okay, so it's just the usual
Us,
5 or 6? Yeah. it's
and
the usual
then
6.
maybe a couple more to pull the wagon. I don't know.
Oh, right, for that
Yeah,
stuff.
which he has one chocobo. Chocobos are largest, right?
Yeah.
I mean, basically, even any wagon from light to heavy is just one large creature.
Okay. So, yeah,
Wagon
he'd probably be.
vehicles.
Yeah, he's all. I guess he's all set then.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so I'm just looking at the usual 6 then for party itself.
Yeah, no, yeah, you
Okay.
with
So-
your rental chocobo that you came here on with Daisus's team, you can pull your heavy wagon back to Moonbright. Or light wagon or whatever fucking wagon you bought because they're all the same.
All right.
Alright then. I will spend a total of 4 MP for the entire trip then to get the party back to Moonbright.
All right.
Okay.
Brings me down to 13
Off we go.
A
MP.
herd of communal mounts are made. Everybody gets all mounted up. Over the course of the next few hours, pushing into the afternoon and such, and you all run straight over land back to Moonbright
That's a civilization.
with very little difficulty, really.
Yeah.
And there's you all arrive around Moonbright Green, just south of Moontech. Where are people going? What are people doing?
Tihro is
Chef
going
is-
to. Oh, go ahead.
Chef is mostly going to be doing shopping, so I can do that
Yeah.
off camera.
All right.
Tyro's gonna head to Daisus' office to getting that lecture to learn Dimension Door.
Okay. Yeah, and departing at similar times, you arrive back on the same road, same time. You break out from the party and follow her back to her office.
Kokei's gonna go and look for yield magic item creation materials shop to get stuff so she can craft some wondrous items.
You find that there's an area in the Moonbright Commons called the Foundry, and you find anything a aspiring crafter could have want of.
What's the DC on crafting magic stuff again?
Based on caster level of the item.
So if it's a 5th level thing that I'm making,
I do believe it would be 15 and then add an extra 5 for every requirement you don't meet.
Magic creation rules.
oh,
There we
never
go.
mind. I have to
Magic
buy
item
that
creation.
one.
DC created magic item is 5 plus caster level of the item. So yeah.
Oh, 5 plus.
Oh. Hello. Sleepyhead.
You still asleep?
Well, I want to go out and see if I can. First of all, I want to make You gotta get the item requirements to make a pair of boots of striding and springing.
Okay. Not even familiar with that item. So, striding and springing. Pathfinder. Base land speed by 10 feet. That's really nice. Allows you to make great leaps, blah, blah. Cost level 3rd. So that's a... It's fucking DC 8 craft check.
Plus
Who designed
10.
this system?
Plus 10 because
yeah.
I do not have long strider or 5 ranks in acrobatics.
Okay.
So that's a what? An 18?
18.
18.
Taking a 10 plus 13 spellcraft
Okay.
for a 23.
Yep, no, that checks out. You're fine. It is with the value of this item, it would take you another 4.5 days to make. But yeah.
Even if we're staying in Moonbright. Even if we're staying in Moonbright.
Oh wait, no, sorry, I fucking looked at the wrong numbers. It would take you another 2 days to make. But yeah.
Okay.
Even
And
staying in
then,
Moonbright.
as I'm rounding everything up, I'm looking to see if anyone is selling a...
Yeah, I'm
I'm
selling a
looking
what?
for Ring of Sustenance.
Ring of Sustenance. Go ahead and make a diplomacy. Gather information. As you ask around about this item. Uh,
7.
you
7.
you are eventually directed to a sort of grumpy old ring salesman. Double checking this. Yeah. Yes, just fucking CL test level 5, 5th item. Just 4 drinking Greek food and water. Yeah, you find that easily in this weird grumpy man's stock of rings.
I want to buy one.
He offers one to you for 2,500 GP.
All right.
Tihro, you make it back to Daisus' office. She goes through her notes and finds an old tome. It's labeled the elementary application of arcane magics, and you notice the byline. It's Daisus Viem and Sid. If I can double check his last name here, give me just a second.
Greg, are you actually there?
Yeah.
What is
I'm
the
sorry.
creaking sound?
I'm sorry. I'm just...
That's it.
I'm sorry.
We got it the first time.
Yeah, it's Daisus Viem and Sid Kramer. As he opens up the book and flips through it. Alright, let's get started with this. I think I'd followed from where you were, but just tell me how much of this you understand. You go ahead and roll Knowledge Arcana.
Actually, I forgot. I can actually now take a 10 on this due to my new trait.
Okay. Would you
And
like
my
to?
Arcana is at plus 16, so that's a 26.
Then go ahead. With a 26, you pretty deftly pick up on what she's trying to explain to you. And once it's all pointed out to you, it's like you know, it's like a Rubik's cube coming in. It's like hearing the solution to a murder mystery, and it's like, oh well, all the bits were there. How did I miss this? You know, like. And now that you see it, you can't unsee it, and you gain the ability to cast the arcane wizard slash sorcerer spell, Dimension Door,
How's
as per Pathfinder.
Right, and that's what 400 feet plus 40 feet per level, so it's 680 feet total that I can currently do.
Sure, yeah.
So is that like,
Uh,
would that be, is
and
that
then-
counted as a spell slot now, or is he using his mana?
No, he can you can spend mana as you would normal mana to cast it as if a spell of its level, as per your sort of flexible red mage magics.
Okay. So basically, the base amount of that, I'm assuming, is technically a third level spell then.
It's three,
Okay, so it'd be 3 MP per use. Okay.
Mhm.
Alright.
Which you, with your excessively deep mana pool, can just blink all over the world now.
I mean, you say that,
So
but I'm currently
enjoy.
down to like 13 MP after this excursion for today.
You have more MP than most mages at this level.
That I do, but then again, I also have a staff that gives me plus 15 to my MP.
Yeah.
Without it, it would be like
You'd be tapped.
it'd be like 20. One thing I'm also going to ask Professor Daisus is if she is familiar with any very old books on red magic that probably have not been seen in quite some time.
Very old books about red magic.
Yes.
Very old.
Yes, my master had explained that there are some books that might hold some very old, powerful red magic. The problem is, I only have rumors to go on, and given the nature of this city and its devotion to magic, I was hoping to try and find an additional lead.
There is an exceptional library in Ursamora. If you wanted to investigate that.
See.
Most of... When you say very old red magic,
Yes, the kind that probably that may not have been used in quite some time.
well, that's sort of what I mean. The types of magic I practice and to date, most modern forms of magic. If you're looking to bridge the gap between these two, you can sort of see now how one relates to the other. We'll see if we can track something down for you.
Ah, very good. I guess in the meantime, I'll kind of, I'm sure she'll probably want to take some time to kind of like sort something out. To try and find
and while like this whole time while she's even been explaining this to you, she's been opening up her scroll tubes and pulling her rubbings out and like putting them on tables and getting books out and
just like all the multitasking. Yeah.
Like you get the impression that she is reading and translating this text while she's explaining to you, like how to do this. It's just insane to watch.
Yeah. I'm just like kind of off, and I kind of like multitask. Was like, for me to be even like cast 2 spells simultaneously can be, quite the task. But for them to like go through stuff. To explain complex magic while going over research at the same time, it's like, well then.
You were trying to read one thing while talking another thing in another language, like, Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean, props to her.
What are other people up to?
Nell's got some shopping to do, but I'm probably do it on the side like Chef. If no one else wanted to jump into anything immediately, though, Nell is going to poke around and see if she can find out more about the, what was it called? Evaluations, basically seeing whether you're good in magic and if so, what field. Because,
You a quick hop around and you pop into the main office at Ursamora, and you do find they have a free kind of public sign-up guest evaluation. You get the impression this is the thing that people come from far and wide just to see. When like there's one like there's about 2 a week that are held.
Is one soon?
The next one that would be held would be on Free Dusk, the 14th of Fallen Life.
What date are we on?
The 13th. That would be tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, we should be here for another day. I'll go ahead and sign up.
The other one was yesterday.
Oh, can't go back in time.
Yet.
I'll never go back in time. I don't know about you guys.
Give Tara rolling another 82. We'll...
Oh, by the way, Professor in time now.
Roll. It is yesterday. As the world inceptions over
all of our
itself.
XP, all of our loot. We have to do the whole dungeon over again.
Get the judge in there, tries like, well, at least now I know how to deal with you guys.
Say what time the seminar or whatever.
Yeah,
The next day?
you get the time. It's in the morning-ish. It's about 9:30, 10 a.m. And you jot down which lecture hall it's in.
All right.
You do get kind of the pitch to you when you go to sign up for it, explaining like if you score really high, maybe you could get a scholarship. Like otherwise, we have a finance office, blah blah blah, this that. Like
Yeah. The whole thing.
Oh, education. How you
I'm just chuckling myself thinking the goal is to not pass.
for 0 interest for 2 years, you can get like.
So they make their money.
Out of curiosity, while they're going over that, like, to do the number crunching, would it be like an appraise check or something?
Oh yeah, you can make an appraise check to see if they're screwing kids.
All right.
Oh God!
Not like
Hope
that.
not screwing kids.
Let's see, gonna add my ore to this. I really fucking needed it.
With a 16, you're not an accountant, but piecing through the numbers, like in the literal sense of this, someone probably wouldn't pay off all these loans until they're like 30 if they were to go to college here. Like, you're not sure that's good or bad, but
I guess it
fuck,
depends
yeah.
upon the life expectancy
Yeah.
in this world.
I mean, at the time, I'm just like, from the start, I'm like, oh, I only have 3 years to pay off. That's good. No.
Some fucking 50-year-old dude shows up. Ha! Means I'm already paid off. Like, no, it's not how fucking loans work.
But yeah, I can do shopping like off session,
Mhm.
just also
With yeah.
nothing too fancy. Plus,
As
I gotta figure out
y'all-
what to get anyways.
As y'all are loaded up with gil. To be fair, not all the gil you could have been loaded up with, but some amount of gil. Okay, that's Nil, that's Tihro, that's Koke. What's Eleanor up to?
After we got back to town, she would have asked if, the rest of the day Beast just wanted to walk around the city and relax, and I do have an interest in checking this out.
All right. She would love to spend an afternoon walking the city with you, and you all head down to the garden at Moonbright Green, and it's a big fucking tree. You walk through some groved areas, some areas that look like they're being curated crops for food, some that just rows of cherry blossoms and really like tall spinning oaks. In the dead center of all of it is a very big tree, like bigger than your sequoias, in Northern California. Like, this is the kind of tree that it would take 25 people locking arms around it to reach all the way around. Like, it's up into the heavens and canopying out, casting a shadow over, a good quarter of this garden at its peak in the day. It is quite a
This is
grand,
crazy.
grand thing.
What was that?
It's quite a grand thing. That's all I said.
Yeah. Mm. And she'd settle down on the grass and get comfy. So how are you enjoying the trip so far, Princess?
Well, I guess that kind of depends on which part you're talking about.
Right.
By and large, though, it's been pretty good. I mean, we did a dungeon, you know?
I'm just worried about you, Princess. I know we
What
took you along
about?
because you wanted to go and Koke had some more in it, but I mean, this is the world outside Lullen and the woods you're so used to.
Well, yeah, it's kind of the point.
I'm concerned about your sister.
What about her?
I don't fully understand the whole summoning thing,
Hmm.
but I'm willing to do whatever I can to make sure you two stay safe. And while it's a long ways away, I want to hope and pray that you're going to make a good queen like your mother.
Well, I'm hopefully never gonna be a queen.
All right, who
I
told me
see.
it's the older sister?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, you've expressed that a few times.
It would take something pretty disastrous for that to happen.
She'd stand up. Well, let's hope it never comes to that. Hmm. She's gonna walk over and turn to her. Would
Pretty.
you like to?
Hmm?
Hmm.
Would I like to what?
Would you like to keep any of these flowers? They're rather pretty.
Well,
Is that
she kind of glances around at everybody. Like, I mean, I guess we have to be quick about it. And in a brief moment where the zillion one's looking, fucking sleight of hand. Where's your sheet? Where's your sheet, please? There's your sheet. Sleight of hand. Just
I'm
your deck.
not.
Eh.
But-
She kind of leans down and picks up some flowers. Picks some flowers and kind of.
Okay.
All right then. And she kind of casually walks away.
Mhm. I'm following her.
Oh, there's the chaos.
Mhm.
Just asking her now where she wants to go.
I feel
Pulling
like
up
I've
the
seen most
city
of it.
city map here.
Yeah, she's made good ground on all this place. I've seen her
Oh, yeah,
somewhere.
we have some days.
Yeah,
Just
she's been to
wonder.
Moonbright Green like twice now. She's been all over Moon Tech. As we
Oh,
get
there we go.
yeah, as we get Tam's mic coming back.
sorry?
It's okay.
She hasn't been up to the Etherline station yet.
I could go there.
We'll see. I mean, they kind of are a little busy. And she points up there, and she's penciled in a giant angry-looking snake at the top left corner of the map.
Oh no.
Snack.
With little X's over its eyes.
Maybe you're right.
I just like the thought that this is just a drawing that she did.
Yeah. Oh dear. Let's see. I'm trying to think of stuff to say.
Well, we can wander up there anyway,
All right.
just for the sake of it. Who am I missing? Echo. What is Echo doing?
Drake.
All right, Chef. What's Chef doing?
Chef is found the archives of Nethys directory and is shopping.
Okay.
Well,
If you don't mind me interjecting.
Sure, fucking
Finish,
go for
finish your thought. You can finish your thought.
it. Would I be able to find a not creepy version of Hand of the Mage?
What?
Hand of the Mage. This mummified elf hand hangs by a golden chain around the character's neck. It allows the wearer to utilize the spell Mage Hand at will. Can I get a version that I can tuck in the full plate, please, instead of just having that around?
I want hugs. Chef.
go ahead and make a either a diplomacy gather information or, for your sake, a perception check to look or ask around and tell me which one you're doing.
Wow.
Let's actually check, because my diplomacy. They're actually exactly the same.
Oh yeah. If you poke Nell, remember she agreed to be your diplomacy bitch for shopping.
I suppose, but
now you gotta go find her.
Yeah, but you're not quite sure where she is.
well,
I
I
have
guess
heard
I
her
may as
mumble
well
something about
do.
evaluations, but
I may as well do diplomacy.
Okay. As you growl at
Looking for a
people in the
mummified
streets. Yeah.
Can I have a mummified hand thing? Just not.
Oh god.
Oh Jesus!
You do an
Charismatic.
exceptional job explaining the spell that you're looking for and that you want an item that does that thing, and maybe if it isn't a hand, that would be great. You end up finding that there are many places in Moonbright, most notably around the Foundry area. Different shops that will sell you a lot of really cheap magic items that seem like they're kind of just they are to this city like an I Heart New York t-shirt is to New York. Like a ring that lets you do Mage Hand, or like a necklace or a hat. Like literally any slot that you could imagine, there's somebody selling a novelty item that lets you move things slightly. Like,
I just want to share this from the archives of Nethys. This leather bag exudes a pungent scent when opened. Each day, it provides enough dried dung to fuel a small fire for 8 hours or fertilize a 20-foot square patch of land. It is the bag of everlasting dung.
it's just
a literal bag of shit.
Yes,
Now just set it
You
on
wanna
fire and
just-
put it on someone's doorstep and run away.
but it would never stop.
Yeah, no. You don't even need to cast like fucking continual flame on it. You just light the top and it just burns forever like a candle with infinite fuel.
The
Like
flame! That was the flame! It stinks forever!
Oh god.
Oh, I forgot with Pathfinder's magic item.
Okay. How much? How much for a necklace version of I Heart Moonbright?
you find that you find them for as cheap as 100 gil.
All right. Well, shit. I'm going for one
Like,
of them.
Beyond just even the standardly very cheap price of this magic item, like these sort of low end magic things appear to be in mass production.
Yep. I'm gonna grab one of them.
Mhm.
And I'm also looking for an armor enchanter and asking how long the restful enchantment would take, which for 4,500.
Okay. You ask around, just segueing off the same role as you're looking for salespeople. You find that there are a couple of places that could do that for you. It'll take anywhere from 4 days to a week.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't have anything else immediately on the table that I'm looking. So, I wanna talk with the group before I settle in to leave my armor somewhere for a week.
Which, by the way, you do notice your little I Heart Moonbright necklace on the back says "Made in Aethelnay."
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah, man. Thank God I didn't roll an 82 for those words right there.
That's so wonderful. There's some other just like miscellaneous stuff that I want to grab. Like, the one thing I was gonna say isn't this, but a levitating landmine sounds good.
Levitating landmine?
Once the command word is spoken, the steel disc burrows 3 inches into the ground. To find it, a character with a trap finding ability must succeed at a DC 25 perception check. Planting the mine is a full round action that provokes AOs. Once the mine is set, any creature that steps onto its square must succeed a DC 14 will save, or the mine levitates the creature 5 inches above the ground.
It's a weird clause that, like,
A
literally the
levitated
creature has to have trap finding to find it. Like,
Well, no, it's actually not. Because it's a thing with most like advanced traps is that they have to be rogues to find them.
that's kind of weird.
Uh,
Fucking Burke's
but
trap.
Oh,
finder.
barbarians.
a levitated creature is denied its dex AC and takes a -4 penalty to CMD against bull rush, etc.
Okay.
What I was actually looking at is a campfire bead that just turns itself into a pile of logs that burns for 8 hours, at which point it turns back into a bead. The owner of the item must wait twice as long as the fire burned before he can order the bead to become a campfire again, so once a day.
You find things like campfire beads for, again, much less. Anything that's CL2 and lower magic items you can get for, to you player, basically change. Like anywhere from 10 to 100 gil.
Wait, say that you this bead is 10 to 100.
No, like the CL 1 to 2 magic items are like 10 to 100 gil. The bead,
yeah.
like 25 gil from one place.
Fucking hell, I'm just gonna be ransacking this place.
Like, you get the impression that these very simple magics, there's money in, and just by the nature of capitalism, they've been made,
Yeah.
It's the trinkety stuff. It's, you get a command word to make a fire. Like, that's just cool. Every little kid wants a bead that starts fires.
Uh, Christ.
I'm just gonna be shopping for the entire day, and we can
Mhm.
fill that in. We can fill that in after.
How much longer are people wanting to go here? We're at about 2.5 hours of the second leg. We're already about we're almost 3 hours in the first leg.
Sounds like some people are getting tired and stuff, so maybe
Yeah.
we should close it out with some role play and
Hashtag
like to
close
do
it out with some role play.
I'd like to do a thing.
Yeah, I've got something.
What's either you doing?
Ash.
Do you want to go fast?
I'm just doing Balga stuff, so if you want to do
Okay.
something, go ahead.
Koke, what are you doing?
After my designated craft time,
Your 8
Um,
hours elapsed, and it is now the evening.
I want to go out to where the lecture halls are.
For where? Whose lecture halls?
Is there a main office?
You're talking for Ursa Moore for for the magic stuff or for the
Yeah, for the magic stuff.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Over off Chroma Square.
Yeah. I want to
Faff your
ask
way right
about
over
if
there.
if there's any summoners about.
You ask them, like, hey, like, summoners, what they direct you to ask the White Enclave that maybe they would know, but in general, they don't they don't have summoners here. They don't teach summoners here. They're not
More if
really.
there's anyone visiting. Less
Uh,
so.
these summoners in town right now.
Yeah,
You-
less so than teaching it.
If you somebody drew the X's on the fucking eyes. Just seeing that. You could probably diplomacy gather information to track a summoner or a few down throughout the city, but it's one of those like unless you're talking to someone that knows a guy who is a summoner that is here.
Not with a 10. Probably not gonna track anyone down.
You spend a good chunk of the evening asking people about summoners and like oh, like have you seen anybody? You find a couple of people that are kind of priests of the faith, but they're not summoners, and they don't know one that's in town, and it's just all dead ends, and you end up sad.
Yeah, so just have to wait until we hit Abaddon City then.
What's Balgrith doing?
Delivering the mech parts to Magitech Study.
Okay.
Likely to sell them or whatever. Why not sell them now? Get them worked on to get them. Yeah, he wants to get this thing working again. So.
Oh, did
Okay.
the archives just go down?
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
He goes back to his sort of rental workshop space in Moon Tech, and sets up and unloads it all.
Alright, his little workshop.
You hoarding the bits, the spare bits you scavenged off that one, or are you selling those bits?
Well, I need money to work, but let's see if he can. Any of the salvage material can be used to reactivate the mech. He'll use it, otherwise he's just gonna sell it.
Okay.
Because under normal circumstances, large salvaged parts are worth 2k gil.
I would highly recommend you hold on to those parts from that mech if you plan on getting the other one working again, because
Okay. Yeah, it's the same.
these
kind.
creatures are very unique, and you just happen to literally have spare bits from what is otherwise,
Okay. Yeah, so after his little inspection, yeah, I guess I'll keep the salvage parts and use them for repairs.
It's like you've got a broken down car in the Wild West, and then you go and sell a carburetor, and it's like, why would you do that? You're literally trying to fix a car. Like,
Okay. Alright, so yeah, he's just gonna spend the day trying to get this thing reactivated.
all right. Go ahead and make if you have some sort of repair. Is there a repair skill?
Yes, there is.
Go ahead and make a repair check.
Alright, just a moment. Okay. Come on, buddy. Nope.
Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll 1d12 for me.
Shit. Oh well.
You fairly substantively damage it attempting to fix it. It might take some time to unfritz all this.
Alright. Bonga cursing, back to work.
Look at the manga.
Mhm.
Well, look at the plus side. At least you're not fighting Mother Nature on this one.
Yeah.
Come at me, God.
Thank God I didn't say that when I rolled an 82.
Alright, so yeah, he's just gonna keep trying to fix that.
This small white pill has the consistency of a tough almond. When consumed on its own, an accent pill has no effect on the creature ingesting it. To function, the pill must first be coated with the blood or saliva of a living creature. Once coated, the pill turns from white to a dull brown. Consuming a coated pill grants the consuming creature the exact tone and speech mannerisms of the creature whose blood or saliva was used to coat the pill. When used as a part of a disguise, it grants the consumer a plus 15 bonus on disguise checks.
Wow. Just fucking go and buy an Irish accent off the shelf.
Yeah.
I thought I wanted to you, lad.
Ugh.
God.
Or,
It's an effort.
or, it's like, we get Bolgareth to spit on it and the chef takes it and it's like, nothing's different. I want my money back.
Of course, the funny part is, like, if you dressed him up in chef's armor, gave him the sword, and then, like, had one of those pills and then pop dark side, he could mimic that and then, like, just be a lizard version of you.
Dark lizard.
He could mimic dark side.
I don't know why you'd want to.
I suddenly feel really edgy for some reason.
It'd be
Like a
amusing. It'd be
dying.
amusing to watch him turn it on and not know how to turn it off, and just every 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ow.
Why does everything hurt?
Where's the off button for this? Ow. God.
Straight into unconsciousness. Passes out on the ground. Like,
Just 'cause, like a pity cure. Get up.
Yeah. Because he would totally do that. He'd just be like, oh, that's cool. Let me try that. Just die.
alright.
I love how Elixir of Love and Elixir of Repression are right next to each other.
Elixir of Russian?
Repression.
Oh my god.
No, it's not an accent.
Don't get me wrong, I heard Russian too.
I heard Russian.
I heard Russian. Yeah.
Russian?
Oh, I thought it was like with Russia, from Russia with love.
But no, repression. The comedy of that makes more sense now.
Yeah.
Is there anything anybody else wants to do here before we
Other
break
than
for the
maybe
evening
shopping,
and you all do your shopping between the sessions before y'all leave?
I we should definitely meet in the tavern, gather around at the apartment. Well, the apartment complex / tavern.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you want to stand by on that, Nell signs up for her things. Koke buys some stuff, searches for some summoners.
And I was gonna buy some
Eleanor,
stuff too, but I'll just toss the list later
Yeah.
on because I'm still figuring this stuff out.
y'all wandered around and do your daily activities, and as you kind of push into 10 o'clock at night-ish,
Jeez.
like, it's night falls, and y'all wander your way back to the inn/apartment.
One question I would have: did Professor Daisus give any sort of time frame to go see her again regarding the information I was looking for?
She asked maybe come back tomorrow.
Okay.
Her attention was a little split.
Obviously, but she can handle it. It's fine.
Hmm.
I could totally get Koki to make me a Type 2 magic bag. For an extra 500 pounds of carry capacity on top of everything else I have.
I was diagnosed with type 2 magic diabetes.
Magic bag of beaters.
Magic bag full of candy. Delicious.
Jeez.
Oh god.
Bag of holding candy.
Bag of devouring.
Bag of fucking... Oh, that is just an insidious magic item that I still haven't seen in years.
Yet.
Yet. TM. Yeah. What are people doing?
I'll head back to the inn.
I got nothing other than, sightsee and work on mech.
Likely some number of you are drinking.
Yeah, I'll probably just buy whatever's on special at the end. Pay what is it, like 3 gil or whatever the hell it is for the meal.
What day is it? Yeah. It's upon us, so by the time you guys get back, you're way past happy hour.
I don't want to drink anyway. I'm gonna concentrate on making boots.
Concentrate on the flutes?
On boots.
Yeah.
Well, Tyler's getting some ale. That's for damn sure. Sad it's at full price, but he's gonna get some ale.
Nell's just gonna grab some food. Doesn't really care about drinking. Probably gonna watch if people get shit faced though.
You know,
Tyler's not that stupid.
Your wizard barbarian is literally making shoes in the end. Like what the fuck?
More of a druid than wizard.
You're a druid, Harry. Preston loved those porgs, man. I'm looking in the D&D chat. Preston loved them so much.
I both love and hate Ioun stones.
Yeah.
I want hundreds of them, but I hate the idea. I hate the idea of a character having that around their head at all times.
Use a wayfinder then.
What is a wayfinder?
Gives
Oh, it's
you-
just an insert.
Yeah. Depending on the type of wayfinder, it gives you different powers.
That is kind of cool,
Huh.
actually.
This might actually be really useful. I
That's
just
a
wish there was
weird
maybe a
item, that's
more
cool.
maybe a more sensical method to naming these things. Like,
Like, why is that called a wayfinder? Why are iron
well,
stones called
no,
iron
I more meant
Because they're from
like
the god.
Yeah.
I more meant like there's no real sense to the different colors. Like they just are what they are. It's just a mess.
I'm guessing that you wanted to kind of gather us all to talk to us by saying that you wanted to gather us all together to talk to us before you deposit your armor.
Yeah.
So we're all here.
Well, pulling up a chair, sitting down, looking at Koke, sticking her tongue out, working on some boots.
How long are we all gonna stay here?
I
Well,
don't know.
I
As
was
long as we
just-
need.
I was hoping to return to Lowland as soon as possible. The Aether Field's still sitting in a storage area in the dock, but
I was hoping to stay here at least another day.
about the same, maybe two for Tihro, depending upon how his research takes into other magics.
what's going on, Chef?
I want to get this armor enchanted, and it might take 4 days to a week.
I'd like to get back as soon as possible, but we have some time, and at least, in my opinion, since you're along for the ride of this whole thing, having you better fighting fit would be good. So, alright.
I
Honestly,
promise.
the enchantment is just to stop us from jumped in the middle of the night. Like what seems to happen often.
Thinking back to
Would help.
needles.
Would help. I mean, I got this now, ring, so I can keep watch. Having you guys not having to fight in your battle jammies would probably help.
Look around table.
Besides, I promised Beast that I'd take her to some Blue Mage seminars, and we haven't had a chance to go yet.
Yeah.
Oh, so long as that's okay with the nanny. That
Yeah, it's fine. Keep your ears hidden, though.
is it really so much of a big deal? Like,
I've been keeping them as hidden as I think I've needed to.
is it a thing? Like, I don't get what's happening here.
Well,
I'd hate it if someone constantly told me to cover my horn. Like, which are my ears, by the way. I hear through these things.
Really? That doesn't make any...
They're like hearing horns.
Okay. Well, regardless, it's like this. There are some people who would take advantage of the fact that the princess is royalty.
yeah.
It's well known for a lot of people that the royal family has the white ears.
And I'd like to see anybody try anything with me around.
I'm aware of that. But my lord asked me to take care of the princess. I don't want her to get hurt. And I've already failed that duty once.
Putting aside my overconfidence for a moment, you know I don't want anything bad to happen to her either. And I would do whatever's necessary to prevent it.
All right.
I mean,
I
if
would like to attend a few of the white magic sessions, so Princess, you're Silly as this sounds, I guess you have my permission.
Well, thank you.
Please be careful, though. I know you have your moments to be a little... She kind of spins her wrist.
She spins her eyes.
If anybody tries anything, I would like to remind you that I am simultaneously powerful blue mage, an actual godlike being in the form of a large leviathan, and
That-
a koal.
That almost concerns me more.
Also humble. You forgot that, as I say, as I'm just nomming on food on the side.
We all know that I've never been humble, Nell.
You also can't detect sarcasm either, it seems.
Alright, you two, come on.
He's eating food.
It's playful banter. It's fine. You're worried that somebody's going to, target me because I can turn into them? Or are you just worried that I'll go berserk and tidal wave everyone? Because why not?
That's not what I'm saying, Koke. You know that.
So what are your fears?
People of this city have been edgy lately since the attack by Leviathan. I do not want you using that power in public.
Alright, but I'm
Hashtag
still...
people are edgy.
I'm still a koal. I'm still... I think with the recent fights, I'm feeling healthy enough to kind of maybe take on a bigger, nastier forms, such as those skeletons that we were fighting down there. Which bring with them all sorts of fun goodies.
Yeah.
Hopefully I won't have to, but if it's necessary, I will. Do whatever it takes.
Very well. Just please try to stay out of trouble.
Like, she mockingly puts a hand on... I don't go looking for trouble.
It's a little bit too late for that.
Trouble finds me, it's not my fault.
Famous last words if I ever heard them.
Yeah, I'm going upstairs because holy shit. And Nell just walks
As
off.
Nell
Fight
grabs her
me, fight!
food. As Nell grabs her food.
We
and
saved
just
your ass,
marches off.
woman! I yell as I walk off.
And Tihro just, in a sense of just going to show off for a small minute, would it be safe to say that the teleport up to the room is less than 680 feet?
Yes.
Then I use Dimension Door.
And you know where it
and
is.
teleport to my room.
You are in your bedroom. Koke, you
Fuck the
watch
Magic
as he
Vader.
turns into a purple poof and is gone.
Show off.
And I want to do the same thing.
And use your draw to
fucking drew it
stalk.
from all the way back.
I want to use it to teleport into my room. And just as the
Whip. Show off. Whip.
Yeah, she's just gonna lean back in the chair, like, what, is everyone learning how to teleport now?
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I can't. I can just turn into a god.
Well, at least I know something about you can't do now.
Be humble. Fail.
Be humble, fail.
You're just writing your own list at this point.
Someone's gotta do it, I guess.
I got nothing else to say.
I'm still sat here thinking, and how exactly does one approach some Hey, I picked up leadership this level. Want to be my cohort?
Why
So
do I
does
feel
easy
like
as
that
it
requires a
sounds.
heavy? Why do I feel like that requires a hell of a diplomacy check to convince someone to do that?
Depends on who it is. Looks across the table. Looks back down.
Looks away.
I still got a day on these shoes. Ugh. Why can't making magic items be?
Yep, such is life.
Well, at least all I need to do is wait a week, and then I have a world. I only have to sleep 2 hours a day.
Anyway, we should probably close it out here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Alright. And with the party spending an interlude here to get their shopping done before possibly a time skip of hanging out in the city. Shrug.
Yeah, like I already know what I want to buy, so I'll just shoot you the list.
We'll close it here for the evening. Thanks for everyone for joining us for Final Fantasy Pathfinder. Now that we're like 30 of these in or something. We'll see everybody next time. Bye.
All right.
Bye.
See ya.